Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. It's time for my annual gift wrapping video. I think this is my third one? No. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. I just have 3 presents I'm going to wrap today because they're all over the house. My life's a disaster. You know. Y'all know. Y'all know. So I just have 3 boxes. There's nothing like, I'm going to show you how to wrap stuff like this. I picked this present specifically because it has a, that's all open. So yeah, I've already cut my paper just because trying to maneuver a giant roll of paper back and forth is not easy. And before we even get started, this is this was from Family Dollar. This is also the same paper they sell at Dollar Tree. The only reason I'm using this is because it matches the color of my tree. It is the worst thing I've ever worked with. It is so thin. Yeah, it's just, I was like cutting it, and I wrapped some other presents with it already, and I was like, oh my god. I said, I'm willing to not have my wrappings match my tree if it means I don't have to use this paper. So everything's already cut to the width I need, and I'm just going to show you how I wrap. Not that there's anything special about the way I wrap, it's just, give you some motivation to get it done. I think this one goes with this, yes. Okay, so this is a little cologne set. I posted an Instagram story today about what a great deal this is. It's $30. Let me just show it to you guys. They sell out of these pretty early every year, and by the time you guys see this, I may not have it anymore. It's $30. It's got an atomizer, a little funnel. It's got 12 designer fragrances and a $15 gift card. So once you, or the person you buy it for, they say, oh, well, I really like the, what is this, Versace? I really like the Versace. I like that the best. You take your $15 coupon to Ulta, and you get $15 off a full-size bottle. That's $40 or more. I tried to buy cologne today. I went to Ulta to get this, and I said I'm going to buy me a bottle of cologne, and all I wanted was a bottle of Jimmy Choo Man, because it is my favorite cologne that I would not buy myself, ever, and I said I'm going to buy it today. And when I went to go buy it, I said, the smallest bottle is $82, and no, the bottle is $82, the travel size one was $35, and it was half an ounce. And I said, you know what? No. I said, for $35, I can make 3 wreaths. So, the thing the thing I do when I'm wrapping presents is I use a glue gun. I don't want to see tape. I don't want people to have to deal with tape. I hate tape. If I can avoid tape at all costs, I'm going to do it. It's cheaper to use a glue gun. It's quicker. It's neater. It looks better. You can probably do, depending on how many presents you wrap every year, I can do, what's left in here is I can probably get all my Christmas presents done with it. So I'm just going to put just barely anything down here. And line this up so it's centered this way. And then I'm going to line this up right here so that I have an edge. The other problem with this paper is because it's so thin, you can kind of see through it. I was wrapping one present and I was like, you can see exactly what this is through this paper. Okay, and that did not stick. If I do put tape on something, it's usually right here. So let me make sure that this is not going to be showing. I think it's okay. I wrapped something and I was like, I can totally see. I think it was orange because the pink and the purple are darker. Okay, so now I'm turning this around. That's butted up tight. I'm just going to fold this to an arbitrary point where we can keep all our lines straight. And I do like this paper that it does have the grid lines on the back, but that's all I like. And then this will come up. Normally, if I was using a nicer paper, I would be using my bone folder, but I did that with my other presents, and they did not survive the bone folder because of the paper. So I'm gonna grab like just put a little crease right there. Fold this up. Creasing, super important. And unless I have a lot of extra bulk, I don't cut that off. Or if I'm using a super thick paper, I'll cut it off, but the less I have to deal with this paper, the better. Alright, now the present is face down, so our flat sheet is, that's what we're saying, our flat sheet. This is our front, it's face down. I'm going to press these corners in right here, okay, like that. Again, crease, keep everything sharp. Press these in, crease and keep everything sharp. If you need to use tape, again, you can use it right there. And then fold this tab in. Crease it, keep it sharp. Down the glue. And fold that up. This isn't as crisp as I would like it to be because you can see it's got, see that little ledge where the lid comes down? It's not perfectly square. And just because I do my presents like this doesn't mean you have to, and if you think this is ridiculous, you don't have to tell me in the comments. I honestly do not care. This is just how I've always done presents. I think presentation of how you give something to somebody says as much as what you're giving them. I remember when I was not when I was a kid, I was living on my own, so I must have been like 20, maybe 20. My mom bought me something that I wanted that was pricey. Not like horribly pricey, but it was like $100, and it was like not really a luxury thing, but it was something that I could have got a $20 version of, but I wanted the $100 version. And she had somebody buy it here because she was living in Florida at the time, and they gave it to me, and it was wrapped in newspaper. And my mom was like, "Oh my God." So, you know, attention to detail matters. Just because you don't want to get a really nice present and really crappy paper, you know? And if you're thinking, well, aren't you complaining about how crappy that paper is? I am. Alright, so this is from Kmart. It's $5 for 40 feet of ribbon. That's like what, 13 yards? That's a lot of ribbon. I'm just going to do a band on these. And I'm putting it over the seam just because the seam's there, so let's cover it up. I am not the person who is going to put like a really nice wired ribbon on a present that's just going to get thrown away. That's not me, but if you want to do that, like I have a lot of ribbons on my tree this year, and if I wanted to coordinate everything better, I probably would have wrapped a couple of hero presents where there's nothing in the box. Especially if you keep the same theme every year. You wrap a couple of really nice presents and you put those in front, and then you put all the other ones in the back. Alright, and to fix accessorize these. I bought a couple of, I'm not going to put these on every package just because this is a lot for me. I mean, it's like too much. But I just want to be able to pull my colors through everything because that's who I am. You know, like things to be coordinated. Most of what I get for Christmas is always just in an envelope. So I like to go hard on my wrappings. I mean, my mom doesn't give me gift cards, but like mostly everybody else will just either not wrap or it'll just be a gift card. But I am still a 6-year-old child and I want to open a present. Okay, so that's that one. And I'm going to... Why did I think I had a pen over here? Because I know I did. Oh, I know who this is for. That's a great guy present if you need a guy present. Alright. This one's going to be basically the same thing, but I'm going to show you how I will deal with this. So, this is a nice square box, nice heavy duty, but this paper, as soon as you touch it, it's going to rip right through here if we don't put something in here. So I'm going to grab some coordinating tissue paper. Is this 2 sheets? Or I can't tell. And you could put this in a box and rewrap it, but I mean, there was a time when I never would have done something like this, but you know, I just don't have it in me this year. And I'm assuming most of y'all don't either. I mean, I just have to wrap presents for my friends, family, and paramours. Really just my family and paramours. But if you have to wrap for a bunch of grandkids or a bunch of kids, you don't want to be dealing with all of that. I'm going to go a little purple with this. I'm going to pink with this. Wait, no, I cut this for something. They were all cut for specific sizes. That's how they work. Okay, and also made sure the price tag was off. I got this on clearance at Walmart for $6. It was originally like $15. Is that going to be enough? Is that the right one? No, it needs to go in the purple. It was like $15. I got it on clearance for $6. I don't think they sold because they didn't put them out until, like once they already had like the fall stuff out, and they were by the garden center, which nobody's really going into the garden center at Walmart. So, if you'd like, I mean, I don't, by the time y'all see this, I'm sure they won't have it anymore, but this is they're really heavy duty. I was talking about them on a live. They're cute and they're very heavy duty. They look like Pioneer Woman, but you don't have to support the Pioneer Woman to get them. Because we do not support the Pioneer Woman. What is that? Sippy, sippy. I did a little Christmas shopping today. Mostly because I needed to go to Ulta to get the cologne thing. And I was like, you know what, I had a really good YouTube month. Well, really good for me. Abysmal compared to the amount of work I do, but I was like, I'm gonna go to Ulta, I'm gonna buy me cologne, I'm gonna get this cologne set for a present. I wanted to go to TJ Maxx, I wanted to go to Michael's, and Michael's, y'all, my Michael's, I don't know if it's just the one that I go to, because that's the closest one to me, and it's the easiest one to get to. There is nothing there. There is no Christmas, and today is November 3rd. There is no Christmas in that store. There was a couple of pillows and some ribbon, and I was like, what else? They had a bunch of trees set up. They had like 3 or 4 trees out, like, in boxes. I was like, well, I'm glad I finished doing Christmas in May. But like, even my Walmart doesn't have a lot of Christmas stuff out. The one in the East has a decent amount. I may go with that tomorrow. Let's see. I need to go grocery shopping tomorrow. I might go out to the East. Because I need to buy my mom something. Well, my mom's been working nights anyway, so I don't have a problem going to the Walmart where we live instead of going to the one in the East. I can't buy a present for my mom when my mom may pop up at any time while I'm trying to check out, you know. So I went and got my sister this morning, and we went out to New Orleans to go to Michael's and all that stuff, and she was looking for nasal spray for her addicted husband. And they were about to drive 30 miles because he was going to take off of work. This is how ridiculous my sister and her husband are. Well, not so much my sister, her husband. He was taking off of work so they could drive 30 miles to go to there's 3 Dollar Trees on Gauze and Slidell. They're all, you know, within a couple miles of each other. Like, 2 of them are really close together. One's a little bit further down, but he was going to take off of work so they could go look for nasal spray. But I was like, you know, the nasal spray they sell at Dollar Tree is only special because it's $1. Like, it's the same stuff it's the same active ingredient that's in other brands. So we went to a Dollar Tree out there, which, super shady. I was just like, oh, I hate this Dollar Tree. It's like, I don't think I'm going to make it. So we couldn't find it, and on the way back I was like, let's just look at, we stopped at Family Dollar on the way back. Then I said, there was none at Family Dollar either. Like, not just none of the nasal spray we were looking for, or the active ingredient we were looking for, there was no nasal spray. I said, all of these people down here addicted to this. They just need to order it by the case off of a Dollar Tree like I do. Well, we stopped at Big Lots, and they had like 6 bottles. And they were $3 each, which she was not happy about. She's like, I don't even want to pay $1 for them. I was like, well, you can either pay $3 for them, or you continue to listen to him complain about how he's going to die because he can't breathe. I pushed down way too hard. That was risking it. That one looks a little bit messy, but... This definitely fall behind the table. I mounted my TV. Y'all can see it's not there anymore. I've lost so much stuff behind this table in the past couple days. It's been mounted since Monday. Today is Wednesday. I've lost fathoms behind this table in those 2 days. This one is for my oldest sister, so I am not going to give it the most care because she does not care. But can you see through here? Like, I don't know if you can see like how it's dark right here. Like, you can see through this paper. So all my other boxes I have to wrap like, I have some other things that need to be put in boxes to be wrapped, and I made sure I bought like white boxes. So I said, nope, I'm not doing this with these, with like the Santa Claus print showing through. Oh, I just filled up my wax warmer. It smells so good. I can smell it from here, and it's in the kitchen. I think the scent I have in there, which I have like 100 packs of wax cubes, and I keep putting, it's called marshmallow squares, like fruity marshmallow squares. It's like Fruity Pebbles marshmallow, Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treats. Oh my god, it smells so good. And I don't like sweet smells. Oh yeah, we were at TJ Maxx today, and last time I was there, when was I there? I went by myself. But I was at TJ Maxx, and they have, I don't know if y'all have seen those yet, it's like a mac and cheese flavored candle, scented candle. Smells exactly like the Kraft mac and cheese powder. And they have one called mashed potatoes. So gross. They had like all their winter scents out, and I was like, I don't like any of these. But I got a Christmas mug, because I like to buy a Christmas mug every year. And I got a Halloween mug from Ross that was, it was like $2.50. It's a giant gnome. With like one of the ones with a lid on it. This is awfully bubbly right here, but... got that. I got some... I'm looking for just peppermint syrup for coffee. Because I have a peppermint... I don't know if it's... I think it's Candy Cane Creamer. But they only sell it in the not sugar-free version. And I can't sacrifice so many calories for a cup of coffee. So I found peppermint bark syrup today at TJ Maxx, and I was like, let me try this. It's probably like peppermint with a little bit of a chocolate taste to it, but that's fine with me. Did this one get the orange bow? No, you know what? Look how much you can see that through. Can you see that right there? And you can't see it as much from over here, so... there's my join. Yeah, I really phoned it in on this one. This is very... see that? I don't like that. I'm going to put that down here to kind of cover. You can't see where that joint is because it's super glittery ribbon, but... and it's also not like... it doesn't shed. It sheds, but it's not like horrible, like shedding glitter everywhere. This one came out really cute. Okay. So that's the, you know, Perfectionist Guide to Wrapping Gifts with Hot Glue. Well, not really perfectionist because this one is a... Wait, no, it's this one. I don't know. That's how we do it, y'all. Just use glue where you would normally use tape. That's what works for me. That's what I enjoy. And I can never find tape. I can always find glue. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Patreon, Etsy, Venmo, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, all linked down below. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.